guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome for those who are new to the channel to another Holy Spirit filled word from the throne from the Most High. The Lord released this word tonight, and it is so deep. It's a very deep word. The Lord is, uh, I'm when your gears are up for like a word to release a word because it's so deep. The Lord is calling for us to recognize the spiritual husband or the spiritual wife in our relationship, right? And when I'm gonna break down this, right, when I mean by the spiritual husband and the spiritual wife in our relationship, the Lord have me to understand this. He said, some of you all might say watching horror movies and watching certain kinds of shows is demonic, and yeah, these things can come on you, and yes, in some sense it does, but he say having knowledge of the enemy gives you an upper hand, because how can you fight something that you don't know? He says, so why do you think the enemy goes so hard to spy on your every move, to see your every turn, your every twist, what you like, what you don't like, what you do, and some of you all wonder, why do they come and they monitor? Why do they come and they what? Why do you think that? Because the enemy is studying you so that he can know what is your weakness, what is your strength, how to draw you in, how to defeat you. And he says the same way, the Lord say he has to make sure some of you all need to get to know, oh God, your enemy, so that you can know how to fight against the sins of the Most High God. The Lord brought this to me and he said, spiritual husband, and he said, just like in those movies, you see horror movies, and it will see, excuse me, that there's a spirit that is in the home, right? And I'm not talking about that physical spirit that is in your home, right? I'm talking strictly about these movies, using the movies as reference to relate this message, right? It was said that when you go and you're seeing those horror movies, you see they will come home and the place will be messed up and this will move and they don't know why it is messing up the home and what is causing this. And the Lord brought this to me. Meanwhile, he was breaking down this message to give to you guys. He said, the spiritual husband or the spiritual wife in this context is the one that you're unable to see but is messing up your home. You are unable to see but is messing up your home, meaning they aren't physically there, but because, and he give it like this, he say there is two things that he wants us to recognize when he says spiritual husband, and how in the spiritual they're affecting homes right now and relationships. He said, listen, just like you would see a spouse, you would see when there's a spirit in your house, certain things mess up or whatever it is. He said, it's the same way. He says, some of you all have not divorced your spiritual husband or your spiritual man, your spiritual husband or your spiritual wife, meaning your past ex situation that you went through and all of that. You have not divorced it, meaning it is still with you. I'm in a new relationship, but I'm still being affected by my past relationship. My actions is still being affected by that past situation or by that past encounter, what I had with that past person, and it is now messing up the current thing that I'm having, because this is a new thing and I am basically operating as if I'm with that same person, says the Most High God. And now, because I'm operating like if I'm in that same, oh God, like if I'm with that same person, what is happening now is that my actions is being taken based on what he did to me, or based on what she did to me. And now that spiritual, meaning that person is still with you in the spiritual realm, you're still connected to this person. And this person now, all of your actions is being taken based on, oh God, I remember when I was with this person and they did this to me. And because of that, I'm afraid to do this with this person. And because of that, I'm like this with this person. And and he said, do you understand what this Holy Spirit is saying? Do you understand? When he said divorce it, that means don't allow. Divorce that completely, meaning you are no longer with me. Oh God, do you not know that you need to pray over your mind? Oh God, go and pray and tell your mind this. Release all that is in the past. you are no longer with me. You need to fight also, because sometimes you think that it's a stranger or someone else that is messing up your home, when really it is your fears because someone did a number on you. And the Lord say, when you are praying, pray this thing. When you start to see insecurities and a noise based on what you have experiencing come up in your spirit concerning the present thing that you are in, the thing that the Lord have blessed you and given you, and you know the Lord have blessed you and given you this good woman or this good man, he said, go and pray and take all those thoughts and divorce that spirit that, oh God, he said, this is why having sexual relationship with someone, being intimate with someone that you're not married with, is so detrimental. Because why? When you intertwine with someone, your spirit gets intertwined with that person, and now, even though you are physically separated from them spiritually, you are still being affected by that intertwine with that previous person, says the Most High God. So what you need to do, you need to fight those fears that come up because of that connection that you still need to get out of your system, and fight it like this. Every time that fear come up based on that past situation, felt it that I'm a new creature, the Lord have given me a new thing, and I will not allow you to affect me anymore. You don't allow that thing to go rampant in your life and allow the fear of that past person to mash up this new thing. Do you catch what the Holy Spirit is saying? And he brought me also to this. He brought me to this. And he say, there's another twist on this thing. And he say, some of you all don't know it, but it's like this. He's talking about these spiritual things. He said, when you would know when someone, he's talking about attachment, spiritual attachment. And he said, you would know that someone, that your spouse is being affected, your wife or your husband is being affected by by someone else's, by the encounter of someone else. He said, because what happens now, you have gone around someone and they influence you so much. They influence you so much that now when they are with you, their actions is still spiritually, that person advice, their wrong advice is still with that person, still affecting the way how they treat, the way how they operate with you. They are still, oh God, they are still under connection with that influence that they have gone around. It's like when you go somewhere and you bring it, people they say, oh, you bring home this spirit with you, you bring home that spirit with you. That is so very much true, because sometimes we go around and based on association, certain kind of things influence us, and now when we come home, we move that, oh God, under the influence of that thing. And I ain't talking about alcohol here, people. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being under the influence of certain bad advice or certain bad conversation or certain bad associations that is negative. Listen, the enemy will attach you. If they can't get to you, he will get to your spouse and attach itself to your spouse, because why? Your spouse is attached to you. And oh God, and my Redeemer, I can't get attached to you, but I can get attached to someone or something that is close to you and affect you or hit you through them. You catch what the Holy Spirit is saying? So the Lord said, when they come home and they notice they have brought home someone else with them, what does that mean? Someone else is with them, meaning they are now being affected by someone else. I'm not seeing their actions as being taken just by them, because I know how they move. They are being affected by someone else's influence. They are under someone else's influence, says the Most High God. And when you notice that, you need to attack that thing one time. You don't allow it to take root, oh God and my Redeemer, to take any more hold over that person, to take any more root there. He said you do not allow it to grow. You snap out that thing. Listen to me. Do you not know that just like how the enemy He look at you when you are a little child, and he wants to kill you before you grow up because he see, oh God and my Redeemer, greatness inside of you. So he come at you all, oh God. Some of you are bring through all kind of hell as a little child growing up. You're wondering why you had so much of a hard life. It's because the enemy knows something and do certain things with wisdom and sense. He knows that at the young stage, he can be able to defeat us. But when we have grown in wisdom and when we have grown in stature, oh God, it will be harder to take us out. So he tried to take us out before we have grown. And the Lord said, this is what the enemy does. And you need to do the same thing and move in wisdom when you see or when you get a whiff. And the Lord have given some of you all these ailments. You're just unaware of it. When you see something wrong here, this person don't normally move so. And I'm not saying that person don't go and change, but you know certain things. Something is funny here. You do when you recognize that demon, you don't allow it. When you recognize that they're under other influence, you don't allow it to take root, to grow, and to get bigger. You snap, oh God. Let me break this down a little bit more. When you recognize that this person, this man or this woman, my spouse, is being affected by advice of someone that come to separate. This is how you see separation spell. That, oh God, they did a number on this person's mind, and now they are under the influence of all those wrong advice. Oh God, that can cause separation between me and them. You do not allow it to grow. You don't allow, oh God, that thing to take any more rulership over anything. But you rather, you go and you recognize, when you recognize that thing, you began to kill that thing. Listen, this is how we kill it. Listen, I don't know who tell you this or what, but you go down in prayer and you ask the Lord to reveal more to you and give you, listen, some of you all have not because you ask not. The Lord fights with us. He fights for us. And if his eyes we need to see, because we are fighting for a righteous cause, which is your marriage, which the Lord see as holy and sanctified, and which he see, oh God, do you not know he watches over his word to perform it? You need to start to tell Abba this, that in your word, Abba, your word say, whom you have put together, let no man break asunder. And I'm seeing something that someone has placed inside of my wife's head or inside of my husband's head that is influenced in their actions that can break us apart. And you go down in prayer and you ask the Lord to reveal it completely, and when he has revealed it completely to you, you kill it before it take any more position and rule over any more stuff. You don't continue. When the Lord have revealed more and you get, okay, this is what they say, because the Lord will reveal it. This is what they say, and this is why this person is moving so. You take actions. You clear up that. You say, listen, I know this say that, but I'm faithful. I know this say this, but I ain't like that. And you make sure and clear out all of that. You clear out all of that. You do not allow it to take any more hold over that person. Because the reason why, oh God, these individuals, these spiritual beings, these individuals would even come and try to influence them and even come home with them. Meaning they have influenced them so much that even though they are not physically around that spirit, that person, that spirit of separation, that person, now when they walk home, they are still spiritually hearing that person voice of opinions of you, that you this, that you that. And now they're starting to move as someone that is a stranger, like a stranger, someone that you don't know. And he said that is the separation of him. You understand what the Holy Spirit is saying? Listen, children of the Most High God have something about us. Because we are with Abba, because we are with the Holy Spirit, we always have a light, something at miss. From the moment that thing come around, we always pick up something at miss here. We always pick up that. It's just some of us feel, maybe I just paranoid, maybe I just, if you feel it just paranoid, go and pray about it. pray and ask the Lord, but most of the time the Lord will drop this in your spirit because he watches over his word to perform it, and he watches over your God, your marriage, because his word say whom he has put together, let no man break asunder. So if, oh God, and why do you think he has me releasing these words to you? Because someone is not seeing something that is in front of them and that is causing chaos in their home, and he has employed me or given me the voice to be able to reach you because you ain't seeing, or yet, oh God, or you're shaking it off as if it's something small. And the Lord said, because he watches over that word to perform it, he said he has to arm you with the wisdom to be able to know how to take that thing out. Do you understand what the Spirit of the Lord is saying? Praise the name, Lord. How would you be able to know how to fight against the enemy if you don't study it? Some of us that have the wisdom and know, okay, when I watch certain things, it's gonna influence my actions with cheating and all these kind of things. To have that wisdom, the Lord say you still need to go and study. You still need to look at certain things. Listen, how would you know about witches if you ain't never see one? How would you know about, oh God, all of these things? How would you know about a two-tongued individual if you never encountered one? Some of you all go through all kind of hell is because the Lord is, oh God, is bringing up the things in front of you that you are going to have to face. Listen, how do you think that Jesus Christ had the crown of the kings of kings and Lord of lords? He had crowns of kingdom. He had was to face death. He had was to face death, hell, and the grave. Why do you think he had was to encounter all of those things? Why do you think you had was to encounter all of those battles that you encounter? He said, because if you never face them, how would you know how to defeat them? If he never faced that, how would he know how to, oh God, to beat that? If he never faced sickness, how would he know to, oh God, some of you all are getting, oh God, experience with those things because you, oh God, and my Redeemer. Because the Lord wants you to conquer it so that now you will be able to tell that sickness, diseases, oh God and my Redeemer, and all kind of things that I faced you one and I faced you once, and now I can legally say, because of all my experience, that I'm going to take you down. Now you can be able to free others based on your knowledge. But how would I be able to pick up the knowledge with something if I've never dealt with it before? Mm, mm. You understand what the Holy Spirit is saying, saints? You understand what he's saying? Some of you are going through a lot of stuff because the Lord is putting some things in front of you because he wants you to recognize these things. Oh, listen, when, for instance, I'm breaking this down a little bit. When, for instance, a doctor is in a lab, you're going and you're going and be a doctor, and he say you will see dead bodies and you will see they cut open the dead body or frogs or all these things, and they will show you the different organs and all these kind of things so that you can know what to, when you go, oh God, why do you think that they do that? It's so that when you reach in that surgical room, you can be able to recognize different organs and different things. Oh God and my Redeemer, it will not be something, and you can know how to deal with it. So when you come in front of the real thing, it will not be something foreign or strange to you. This is the same thing that Abba is doing right now. He's training you to recognize these demons, these witches, these warlocks, these all kind of different things. So that when you, oh God, when he do employ you, you'll be able to know how to handle them. Do you catch what the Holy Spirit is saying? Some of you all do not want to be able to face these things. You're going through so much. I think, Lord, I know I'm going, because you were created to be employed by Abba, and now he's training you. Do you catch what he's saying? So he say, in this time, this is what is going on. And prayer is something that is needed to open up your spiritual eyes a little bit more and to give you the help, to be able, but someone has prayed and the Lord is giving you wisdom. He's using me to give you wisdom because he watches over his word to keep it. I hope you, whoever this message is for, I hope you understand it. Be blessed, strong, saints of the Most High God. Bye, guys. Oh, praise your name.